Okay, so I'm going to record a couple examples we did today on area and circumference of a circle. Okay, so let's see here. So number 14 here, it says estimate the circumference of the circle below. Okay, so let's look at this one here. And the diameter, the line that cuts that circle in half, so D is 6 centimeters, which means the radius, you take the diameter and divide it by 2 to get the radius. So 6 centimeters divided by 2 gives you 3 centimeters. So with circles, if you know the radius or the diameter, either or, if you know the radius, you could do everything you need to do with circles, okay? So here, we want to find the circumference of a circle, okay? So the formula we are using for circumference is C, circumference, meaning distance around the circle, is 2 times pi times the radius, okay? So since the radius is 3 centimeters, let's use the formula for circumference, which is C2 times pi times the radius, C. We're gonna estimate. When you see this word estimate, they want you to use 3.14 for pi, okay? Pi is a number that never ends. So when you hear or you see that word estimate, meaning we're gonna estimate, we're gonna round it to 3.14. It's not exact, it's close to what it should be, okay? So the circumference will be 2 times 3.14 times the radius, which is 3 centimeters. So 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 3.14, and just put that in your calculator to get the answer, okay? So, or sometimes we'll write it in terms of pi, because this is pi, we just write it sometimes as C equals to 6 pi, or 6 times pi. 3.14 is pi, okay? And number 15, same thing. They give you the radius here. R is 2 centimeters. You want to find the distance around the circle. Think of it as the perimeter of the circle. Use the formula for circumference, which is C equals 2 pi R. And here C is equal to 2 pi, and R is 2 centimeters. And this is 2 times 2 is 4. You can write it as 4 times pi. And you put that in the calculator for pi, or you use 3.14 for pi. Okay. All right, so let's do 17. 17 says the car tire has a radius of 24 inches. Estimate how far the car will travel after one rotation. So if you have a tire, imagine this is a tire of a car, and the radius is 24 inches. Okay? And it's gonna rotate one time, meaning this point here, let's call it A, is gonna go around. Okay, imagine you're gonna go around and come back to A again. That's one rotation. So it's gonna go around and it's gonna be here. Let's say that's one rotation. The tire went around once and you back there. How far, if you go from here to here, how far is that distance? What is the length of the tire? Because you only went around one time. So if the circle is like this and I go around the circle one time, I go from here and I go around once, that's the circumference of the circle. That's going around the circle once. So here they're asking for C, the circumference, which is 2 pi R, and it's 2 times 3.14 and times the radius here is 24 inches. And you just put that in your calculator, it gets your answer, okay? All right, so that's a little work on circumference. Okay, I just want to do one question on the area of a circle. So let's go back to the first questions on this document. Let's look at number 10. So number 10, it says the radius is 6.35 So if the radius r is 6.35 centimeters, I want to find out the area, the space inside this circle, how much space is in there. So the formula for area of a circle is pi r squared, pi times the radius raised to the second power. So in this case will be the area is pi, let's use 3.14, times the radius is 6.35, and we're going to raise that to the second power. Okay, so put this in your calculator and it's going to give you the area in centimeters squared. Okay, so the area is pi times the radius squared. If I want to do 11 and I want to find the area, since the diameter is 26 kilometers, the radius is half of that, which is 13 kilometers. So the area would be, for this one, is pi times r, which is 13 squared. Okay, so the area would be pi, we estimate 3.14 times the radius 13 squared, and just put that in the calculator to get your answer for the area. Okay, all right, that's all. That's the two formulas for, I'll put them here again, everything we know so far. The diameter is twice the radius, 2 times r. The circumference is 2 times pi, which is just a number, times r, the radius. And the area of a circle is pi, which is just a number, times the radius squared. So those are the three things we should be familiar with. Okay? All right, that's it for today's video.